Angel, can you take us through the flagrant foul from your perspective? Just what you saw in that play, how you interpreted what happened.
Basketball play, refs got it right. Move on.
Just when you thought the WNBA was finally getting together, finally ready to ride the Caitlin Clark rocket ship, Tossport's relevance in serious dollars, they went ahead and tripped over their own shoelaces. And by that, I mean Caitlin Clark. Yes, the league's own woman ratings machine just landed on the injury list. Now basketball fans are in full
Monica McNutt joining the conversation. Great to have you. Trinae, I'll start with you.
Hey, I say.
Hey, were Clark or Reese in the wrong there?
meltdown mode. Sports talk shows are spiraling out of control, and Stephen A. Smith is practically levitating from pure outrage, calling out what he sees as unfair treatment inside the WNBA. He's firing shots at Commissioner Kathy Engelbert, blasting the league's leadership, and throwing serious shade toward Angel Reese, who still insists fans are
Neither were in the wrong because this was a heat of the moment situation. And I want to take a second to laugh at Aaliyah Boston, who was like, how did I get caught up in the sauce? Get a technical for playing peacemaker in this. But still, I want us to look at the play because it's very important. This happens in basketball all the time.
are tuning in for her just as much. The debate has turned explosive. Social media is split down the middle, and every highlight clip is fueling the fire even more. If you're riding with Stephen A. on this one, drop Baby Goat in the comments over Baby Giraffe and let the debate rage on. Let's go. Caitlin Clark, the woman who transformed women's basketball from a niche obsession into must-see television, is now sidelined.
So Angel Reese pushes Natasha Howard in the back, which angers Caitlin, and Caitlin gives a no free buckets foul with some extra sauce on it, which correctly gets assessed as a technical for Angel's response to that, which any player that gets hit like that, I used to do this all the time. I turn around, I once got messed up with because it was Brittany Griner.
Be careful.
You gotta be careful. But you have these heat of the moment emotional reactions on both sides.
With a quad strain, and the timeline couldn't be worse. At least 2 weeks without the league's biggest attraction means 2 long, uncomfortable weeks where the WNBA will try to project confidence while facing reality of losing its central draw. Clark wasn't just another name on the roster. She was a ratings engine, the ticket seller, and the reason casual fans were suddenly paying attention. With her in street clothes, the spotlight dims, the headline
that understood, all right, this is a basketball play, which, by the way, this happened not just in this game, multiple games. All right, I was in Barclays Center for the Liberty, this situation between Jonquel Jones and Chelsea Gray. Things got tangled up, hands were flying, people were stepping to each other, huffing and puffing. The game went on.
line shift, and questions start swirling about how steady the momentum really was. As the league works to keep the energy alive, all eyes will be on whether the excitement she created can sustain itself, or whether her absence exposes just how much weight one superstar was carrying. And the first person to completely lose his patience over the situation was Stephen A. Smith.
Then, yesterday, I drove down to Mohegan Sun. And what happened at Mohegan Sun? There was a situation with Diaby and then also Shakira Austin. Big, tough post player backing up. Shakira pushed Marina Mabry. Marina was very mad that she got assessed the technical because she was defending her teammate. This happens in the WNBA. The WNBA is what a lot of people celebrate the NBA for embracing right now.
Spoken face of ESPN didn't just offer mild opinion. He went into full emergency mode, passionately calling out what he saw as a chain of poor decisions and misguided narratives that brought the league to this point. While others around the WNBA try to downplay the moment with calm, diplomatic reactions, Stephen A. came in loud and unapologetic, tearing into every weak excuse and every soft take. And whether people like his
it's a physical league. Now, this had gasoline because it had 2 megastar players, household names. But my number one theory is if the players are unbothered, we should be too.
Tone or not, he tapped into what many fans were already thinking, that pretending Caitlin Clark isn't the driving force behind the league's recent surge in attention and revenue simply doesn't match reality. Stephen A. Smith didn't just weigh in on the situation. He took command of the conversation like someone who had been waiting for this exact moment to unload on the league's missteps. While executives around the WNBA tried to stay composed and project calm, Stephen A. came in force.
Nailed it.
I continue to say that this is competition. And obviously, if we were in this setting and no buckets allowed, foul somebody, it would be a problem because we are outside of the parameters of basketball. And so this is an emotional experience. It is a high-level experience. These women are competitive. I think the refs adjudicated it correctly. I do think I'm with Janae. I do think there was a little extra sauce on this one in terms of having your teammates back. But to me, again, this falls under the guise of competition, and y'all got to let these women compete.
Pointing to ratings, ticket sales, and national buzz as proof that Caitlin Clark isn't just another star, but a central driver of the league's current momentum. He broke the argument down with blunt clarity, essentially challenging anyone who believes the league's surge can continue unaffected in her absence to take a hard look at the numbers, love him or hate him. He framed the debate in a way that made it impossible to ignore the impact Clark has had on the business side of women's basketball. Let's actually look at the numbers for a second. Games featuring Caitlin Clark have been averaging around 1.178 million viewers this season, while games without her dropped to roughly 394,000. And that's not a minor dip. That's a dramatic fall.
SA?
Y'all finished?
Sure are. Yes, sir.
Help me out, ladies. I would appreciate the education from the both of you. Does Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese have any love or like for one another at all?
Respect. Yeah, they have respect.
That ain't what I asked. I know what the difference. I think I know the difference.
Shows just how significant her presence has been to national interest. The contrast is hard to ignore and explains why broadcast coverage, marketing focus, and camera time tend to follow her. Meanwhile, debates continue around players like Angel Reese regarding exposure and spotlight, but television ultimately follows audience demand. Whether fans love her style or criticize the hype, the viewership gap makes one thing clear. Clark's impact on the WNBA isn't just narrative. It shows up directly in the rating. Stephen A. Smith didn't just wake up angry one morning. His reaction was the buildup of months spent.
You understand? Just like when you was at Upfronts, Eminem, telling folks, I know how to read. You understand? Say, I know you understand.
Get that in the house.
No. It's cool. It's all in fun. It's all in fun. It's all in love. But what I'm saying is that you know the difference. I did not say respect. I said love or like. They have it?
I think we saw a glimpse.
Watching what he believes were missed opportunities by the WNBA during one of the biggest spotlight moments in its history. He has pointed to commentary from figures like Cheryl Swoops, who has publicly critiqued the hype surrounding Caitlin Clark, as part of a larger tension within the league about recognition and credit. At the same time, ongoing comparisons involving Angel Reese have added more fuel to the debate, with rival narratives competing for attention in an already heated media environment. To Stephen A., this wasn't just about personalities. It was about whether the league...
Glimpse of it last year at the WNBA All-Star Game. Wow, amazing. They got it. Like, this was one of the most fun moments that we were able to witness in women's basketball.
Janae, respectfully, I asked you a yes or no question. I mean, I just asked. I didn't ask for all of that. I'm asking you because I know you know. Yes, so, I know you two know. I'm asking a direct question.
I do know both of these ladies, and I have spoken to them, and it is hard to negotiate the spaces that they're in.
Was fully embracing the momentum in front of it or allowing internal friction to overshadow a rare surge in national interest. Then there's Commissioner Kathy Engelbert, whose Clark-related strategy critics describe as little more than, well, thanks for the ratings. It's like stumbling upon a genie in a bottle and using your one wish to ask for a slightly bigger bottle. When Caitlin Clark went to the sidelines, the conversation immediately shifted to whether the league truly maximized the surge of attention she brought. Some analysts argue this was a once-in-a-generation momentum swing, and instead of building a long-term foundation,
with the heat of the moment from college to pros,
you don't even know where I'm going. How come I can't get an answer?
Okay. I'm just saying you don't have to be friends with someone to be able to respect someone. But go ahead.
Right. I would never imply that they don't respect one another. I am asking you because I know you two know. You cover the sport exceptionally well. I'm asking a question. All I asked for was an answer. Are y'all gonna answer me or not? Do they like each other or not?
I think they would say they like each other.
I would say no problem. No problem.
Yeah.
No problem. We're going to go with that.
Foundation, the opportunity may have been handled too cautiously. Now that she's temporarily out, Stephen A. Smith is practically shouting, "I told you so," from the rooftops. In his view, this was never just about one player being injured. It was about whether the WNBA had a real plan to sustain the spotlight once arrived. And now, that plan is being tested. He even dropped some classic blunt wisdom, saying that if this is a kind of magnetic pull bringing viewers to the WNBA, and her absence proves it, then everyone needs to stand down and ride the wave. Translation? Stop fighting reality.
This was a basketball play. You understand? It was the heat of the moment. I got it. The fact that the Sky was getting romped by 35 certainly didn't help matters. I get all of that too, okay? But the reality of the situation is clear. I think it was a basketball play. I don't think it's much ado about anything. I think both of you are 100% correct in terms of not only attributing it to competition.
Caitlin Clark is the show right now. Either get on board or get left behind. Because the alternative isn't complicated. It's half-empty arenas. It's confused fans wondering where the electricity went. It's the buzz fading as fast as it arrived. And in the background, you can almost hear Stephen A. Smith reminding everyone that momentum in sports doesn't wait for politics. It rewards whoever knows how to ride it. When Caitlin Clark opened her season against the Chicago Sky, the game pulled 2.7 million viewers, the highest-rated WNBA game ever on ESPN. That wasn't random hype. That was a generational star stepping onto the stage and instantly changing the temperature of the room.
But loving the fact that they're being allowed to compete. We should not judge women competing against one another differently than we would judge the men. I got y'all back on that. You ain't got to worry about that. You ain't gonna let nobody gonna do it. All right,
Can I ask a question? Or you have more to say, Stephen?
I was saying, is that it?
This is trending yesterday, right?
Yeah.
So I want to know from the two of you, is this trending news because it's women being physical?
No, it's because of them.
Let me just call it what it is, a black and a white player.
No, I don't think it's that. I think it's because people project what they want on each of them, and those are subjective ideas that they're projecting.
Even the NBA took notice. And she didn't just show up with highlights. She brought numbers, viewership spikes, sold-out arenas, jersey sales that reportedly outpaced much of the league. The question critics keep asking is simple. What did the league do next? Was there an aggressive marketing blitz? A full-scale campaign leaning into the moment? Or did the response feel cautious, almost hesitant? To some observers, it looked like the league was reluctant to fully center one player, even as the data screamed that she was...
If you're going and, have this narrative that has been falsely built that people want to, do certain things to Caitlin or do certain things to Angel, you're going to take that moment and validate your opinion even though it's false. So, to me,
it's confirmation bias.
Yeah, it's confirmation. Thank you, yes. Yeah.
Let me answer that one. It's not about black and white. It's about that white player and that black player.
Driving unprecedented attention. The tension wasn't about talent. It was about whether embracing a breakout star conflicted with the league's broader collective growth identity. And that's where the debate exploded. Because in modern sports, when lightning strikes, you either bottle it or you watch it pass. Stephen A. Smith watched the whole thing unfold in real time. Caitlin Clark's star kept rising. The hype kept building. And yet critics argue the WNBA often seemed cautious about fully centering the spotlight on her. Veterans had their opinions, analysts had their debates, and the tension simmered just beneath the surface. Now, with Clark temporarily sidelined, the league faces a reality of filling the gap left by the one player who can seemingly add a...
Why? Because of the history that they had before they came to the WNBA. You see, it was all instigated. If Angel Reese was never in Caitlin Clark's face, taunting her the way that she did when they mimicking what Caitlin Clark was doing to numerous opponents en route to the Final Four. And then Angel Reese and LSU bust their living you-know-what at that particular moment in time. And Angel Reese was in her face chirping at her the way that she did, it would have never gotten to this point. But I have never deemed that to be a bad thing. I love that kind of confrontation. I love that kind of heat.
Million extra eyeballs just by stepping onto the floor. And that's the core of the argument. Clark wasn't viewed by many as just another high draft pick. She represented a surge, a momentum spike that felt rare and potentially transformative. Some saw her as a lottery ticket moment for the league. Instead of loudly framing it that way, the response often felt measured, even restrained. Now that ticket is temporarily out of circulation, and the value of what she brings is under a brighter microscope than ever. Meanwhile, Stephen A's stance is simple. When you build a stage and a superstar walks onto it, you don't act surprised. You adjust the spotlight. At the heart of the debate, critics argue the WNBA had a rare breakout star and handled the moment too cautiously. To them, Stephen A. Smith isn't just venting. He's delivering what he sees as a necessary reality check. His position has been consistent. Caitlin Clark is a major draw. She moves ratings, sells tickets, attracts sponsors, and generates conversation at a scale the league hasn't regularly experienced before. In his view, when a player creates that kind of measurable impact, the league's job is to protect, promote, and maximize the moment, not downplay it. Because if momentum fades, it's not just one athlete who loses. The entire league risks losing